for over 30 years now. So I've never seen anything like this pandemic. You know. I remember golfing back in March of 19, I think it was, and things started shutting down, and I thought it'd all be over by Easter. Well, guess not. So yeah, so worst time to open a hotel. But you know, the Hampton brand, it's done well. You know, we opened December 8th, which allowed for us and for the investment group to take our 100% depreciation allowance through the IRS. So for the group's equity and capital that you've all collectively raised, it produced about a 70% loss in the first year. And that wasn't a cash loss, that was just a paper loss, you know, and myself and everyone included, I'm sure, pays federal income tax. So it's nice when you know, can offset some of your other earnings with that loss and pay less to the federal government. So, and those incentives are coming up in new projects as well. So we have the next hotel, which will be opening up in the northwest part of downtown, up by Centennial Hills Hospital. So that's the Home 2. And we're looking for a year-end opening up there. And then we just broke ground on our another Home 2 on Sunset Road by Durango UNLV Tech Park. So we had a little hiccup there. We had the whole site was all caliche, and for those who know Las Vegas, caliche is worse than concrete. So our groundwork has taken probably 2 months more than it should have. But we are pouring the foundation this week and into next week. So, and we're on track for that to push for an opening in, of course, again in December in 2022. Like Mark mentioned, so Michael here. So Michael's our new addition, and we acquired Michael. We gladly acquired Michael.
Where'd you acquire him from?
So, well, we bought his hotel that he runs. So, so from, you know, we try to strategically place hotels within Las Vegas. So we wanted to, and there's many members I think here that are probably maybe part of Wamaruka, which is the North Hotels. You know, and those have been, from a return standpoint, done very well. And they continue to do very well. They did very well during COVID. It really, COVID had like a 3-week blip in North Las Vegas. It had like a 14-month blip on this side of town, unfortunately. But we always wanted to put another hotel in North Las Vegas. And on the right side, for those of you that know North Las Vegas, Craig Road is kind of the only decent artery in all of North Las Vegas. And we happen to be on the right side of Craig Road. Because the west side of Craig Road, where the base is, it's not so great. So we wanted to put an extended stay over there, but we couldn't find land. So when we decided to buy the My Place Hotel, which is an economy extended stay, and so we as a management company bought that hotel in order to, the original owners of the My Place had a covenant on a lot of land in that area, so another hotel could not be developed. So in order to remove that covenant, we bought the hotel. So now we removed the covenant, and then we bought land next to it, and now we're going to build a Homewood Suites by Hilton. So we're in the application process. Our team is doing the plans. And we're hoping to do an expedited review within the North Las Vegas building department. So we're hoping to break ground early next year, hopefully. So that would probably be a mid-2023.
How many rooms?
The Homewood is 123 rooms. So that is, so I think that's going to be our 9th hotel. And now we're also
what makes that difference from like a Hampton?
Extended stay.
It's what?
An extended stay.
Oh, extended stay. Okay.
But a upper tier, so within the family of Hilton, So you have the Home 2, which is more of a mid-price level extended stay. And then the Homewood is the upper class, it's higher ADR, but more of a residential feel. You know, so it has like a cooktop and, you know, bigger kitchen and, you know, nicer layout. So you could stay for 60, 90. I mean, there are people that stay in the Home 2 for
3 years.
3 years. You know, I could never, but we do. People, it's, hey. You know, but in regards to this hotel, you know, our year-to-date occupancy is 65.8%, which, you know, as a comp set, you know, we compare ourselves to other competitors in the market. You know, and for a new opening, you know, you try to, you know, we measure our success off of like our star reports. And I don't know if Mark has sent out star reports in some kind of languages, but, you know, so we have an outside company that rates how our performance against our competitors. And, you know, you want to get an index of at least 100, and that means that you're getting the fair share of the business in the market, okay? And typically a ramp-up hotel would never even get to 100 within the first year. You know, you're just establishing the market and all of that. And, you know, the team here, Andrea and Stephanie, I mean, they are well above 100% on their index already.
Wow.
Sweet.
You know, so, I mean, like, our pro forma for the project had our occupancy for year 1 at 64%, and we're already above that by nearly 2 points. With COVID and all of that, you know, rate has kind of been a challenge for us early on. It's getting better and has rebounded a lot faster than the 2009 downturn, which I'm very thankful, because I thought that it, you know, it took us years to rebound back to where we were during the last downturn in the hospitality industry. And this time it's, you know, has accelerated at a much better rate, so I'm thankful for that. So we're probably missing our, you know, through yesterday, I would say from a top line revenue standpoint, we're probably missing to perform about $375,000 for the year. You know, based off of, I mean, the annual projection was 3.6 million, so, you know, 375,000 is not too bad. We'll see how the fall shakes out. You know, things with the convention business that drives a lot of this market. You know, certain conventions are happening, certain are not. Like National Association of Broadcasters canceled, but other conventions have not. So it's just kind of how all this Delta stuff shakes out. We shall see. It's out of my control. I wish I could control it, but it's not. So, but as Mark says, so distributions are starting October 1st for this property. And then, so based on that distribution, the rate of return equates to about a 4.6% on that distribution. So, and we'll see how the fall shakes out, and if we can do another distribution in December, we'll see. The forecast is strong for the fall, but we've been seeing some slippage. Certain things have canceled, and, you know, companies reimposing restrictions on travel and all that. But we will get through this. You know, we have ample reserves. You know, I'm probably over conservative in our account balances. But, you know, I've never had come to any of the groups and said, hey, we're short on cash, and, you know, we need money to make operations. So
We appreciate it.
you know,
That is greatly appreciated.
you know, so it will get better, I promise you that. And this hotel will perform beyond what my pro forma states. You know, I'm usually pretty conservative there as well. It's better to always beat your numbers and have to explain why you haven't met it. So that's it. Everyone got their priority return. So for the early money that was in, the group got that money back already. You know, so I think the priority turn collectively between all the investment groups, I think for this property I distributed about $370,000 already. You know, and the cash distribution for year one on the performer was only $194,000. So I've already exceeded that, you know. But that's kind of separate. I don't put the priority return on the performers because that's kind of your, you know, we give you 5.5% on the money on round one, the funding, and then when round two finalizes, you get the construction loan, we kind of cut it off, and then you earn your 5.5 for that time. This way, because we do have some investors who just come in round two, you know, and it's not fair to all of you who come in round one to, you know, be without that cash for so long. So
New message is received from
that's
Julie
why we do
Elliott.
that. And let's see, there was some other stuff. Everybody got their loss, which is great. So enjoy when you file by October 15th, like I do. I think that's it. Any questions for everybody?